What's up, cows? It's your favorite Vamp Cow, back at it again with another React Andy. This time around, more Halo Campaign Evolved, the remake news. Apparently refunds are getting denied, and the developers are blaming supposed quote unquote incels for the lack of people buying the game. Yes, guys, you should insult the people you're trying to get to buy your game. To get them to buy your game. Insult the people who aren't buying to get them to buy it. Isn't that quite a theocracy.
Hey, what's Blerp here. So in this video, I'll be once again talking about Halo Campaign Evolved, which is of course the ground-up remake by Halo Studios of Halo.
The remake that nobody asked for. There was nothing wrong with, like, Halo CE. But, alright. But, you know, here's the thing when it comes to remakes. When the remake comes out, everyone always believes, everyone likes to believe, that's going to be something akin to, like, you know, Halo Anniversary, the Halo 2 remaster. Actually, no, wait, never mind. There's a difference between remake and remaster. I keep forgetting that. There's a difference. There's a big difference. The fact is that a remake, I don't know, the only good game that I can think of that was a remake was Dead Space. Dead Space is the only game I can think of where it's a remake. And it is arguably better than the original game. I can't say for certain, but I don't know, man. I had a pretty good time playing the remake of Dead Space, but I've never played original Dead Space, so I'm not going to say it's a matter of fact that it is better. But it's fun. I feel like that's the standard. You should just make something as good as what the original. I heard it's a little better just because the controls are better, especially when it comes to like operating in space mode. I hate space mode. I hate zero gravity. Despise it. But yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, I had to take a bunch of drugs to sleep last night, and I had a full shift today at work, so I might be a little delirious. The slop will be even sloppier today.
Combat Evolved, and as you can see, the numbers are absolutely abysmal. Less than 4,000 players are currently clocking in on...
Damn. Hasn't this game only been out for a week? This is Arknight's Enfield's numbers. Actually, no, this is worse than AKE numbers. I think AKE had like around 30, at least like 20,000 viewers after like the first week. Sheesh. In that game was advertised to Timbuktu.
Now, of course, the usual suspects in the shills tell you these numbers never matter. The same way...
Yes, of course. Yes. Guys, it does not matter how many people are enjoying a product, okay? What matters is how much you are enjoying it. And if also what you were telling people about if you enjoyed it. And the only right answer is that you have to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy the game that just came out, and you're not telling other people to enjoy it, you're lay bad.
They said these numbers didn't matter for games like Assassin's Creed Shadows, or Avowed, or Dragon Age the Veilguard, or even Concord, and of course the list goes on. And even staying within Steam charts, comparatively,
the Master Chief Collection has slightly more players. Sheesh, this guy. And more people play MCC on console, too. What was I going to do? Oh, you know what? I was going to look up Steam charts for SS Ins Creed Black Flag Resync. I want to see what that's looking right. How many people are playing it right now? 24-hour peak, 21,000. You know, actually, that's quite surprising. I'm not going to buy the game. I thought about it until I heard that they redid the combat, and they have the combat more like their recent games, where they give enemies health bars, and you have to whack them like 30 times to get in them. Yeah, I'm good, man.
Chief Collection currently has more in-game players than Halo Campaign Evolved. In fact, the lack of interest is multi-platform.
Then again, to be fair, Black Flag is like the only good pirate game. Well, it's one of the only good pirate games. You have like Seed Thieves and you have Black Flag. But arguably, it is the best pirate game, especially for PvE.
Not even PlayStation players are very interested in this remake.
1% of the PS5 gamers tried it, turning Xbox a brand identity for no real return. Way to go, Microsoft. Way to go, Paul.
Just 1% of PlayStation 5 gamers have tried out this remake, which is very disappointing. And also very disappointing is the reviews on Steam for this game. You can scroll through them.
Here's the fact. Probably the PlayStation players, while they haven't tried this game before, they probably just said that it looked like shit. Because it really does. It really does. In comparison to the original, in comparison to the Anniversary / Master Chief Collection, the game looks like dog water.
Extremely negative. All the top reviews are negative and crapping all over this game. But be careful in your disappointment if you want a refund, because a lot of players are reporting that their refunds are being denied, even when there's issues on the game's end that is preventing them from accessing the game in the first place. But don't...
Ooh. I mean, to be fair, though, with Xbox, their refund, Xbox is kind of iffy with the refunds. I think you're only allowed to refund 2 games a year through Microsoft / the Xbox platform. And even then, you have a 15-day window when it comes to refunds. Whereas Steam, if you beat a game under 2 hours, you can refund it. Or if you play a game for less than 2 hours even, you can refund it. I think it's a fun fact. I think it's funnier than just to say that if you beat a Steam game in under 2 hours, you can refund it. Apparently, there was a dev that was really, really pissed about that. He's like, I'm having such great reviews, but people keep refunding the game after they complete it, even though they give it a positive review. I don't know about you, but that's not a good sign. That means your game has no replay value, man. Sorry that people are refunding it. Your shit got no replay value, though, if people complete it under 2 hours and they immediately refund. But okay.
Don't complain about any of this stuff, because people on Twitter will call you miserable, unappreciative, and say if Halo dies, it's because nothing will ever be good enough for Halo fans.
If Halo dies, a good riddance. The game, it hasn't been good since Halo 4, man. Like, we had Halo Infinite, and that was one great, like, if we're gonna say Halo Reach was like an 8 out of 10 game. No, that's a lie. Listen, alright, Halo 1 through 3, definitely like 10 out of 10. Well, Halo 3, 10 out of 10 game. Halo 2, 9. Halo 1, I think I would give that an 8. Halo Reach, I would give that a 10. I think I would give Halo Infinite a 6. I'd give Halo 4 a 4. I'd give Halo 5 a 2. Yeah, if Halo dies because of this game, good riddance. They really haven't made anything good since Halo 4. They've made something average. They made Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite was the most meh game ever. I felt like I was just playing Breath of the Wild with guns. And Breath of the Wild, in my opinion, visually, it just didn't... Visually, Breath of the Wild, I don't really understand why it got so popular. Maybe I would have to play through myself. But to me, I saw everyone jumping on and playing Breath of the Wild. It was just like, this game just looked like ass. This game looks so boring. It's just nothing but a big open area with forests. But people love this? Interesting.
Well, it turns out this is not good enough for Halo fans. Turns out...
I also thought the music in Breath of the Wild just sounded like caveman music, because it just seemed like a bunch of sticks and stones were being hit against the rocks. It was way too simple, way too boring.
Serving up slop for the better part of a decade leads to a lot of bad will, where people are very frustrated with this
Never
franchise.
played it, though, so grain of salt, take it with.
That not only has stripped the identity of Halo away, it's just slop, and it's a buggy mess. And for a remake that took so much pride in trying to master Halo Combat Evolved, this is not good, and people are clearly not impressed. And looking at the related discussion boards here, it is very funny. I mean, just
another LGBTQIA plus win. It's a win because you got like 4,000 people playing it. How many people were playing this all at the exact same time? Hold on. Steam charts. Halo. Campaign Evolved. What was the top amount of players? All right, 25,000 top amount of players. You know what? Let's look at the budget. Halo campaign evolved. Do we have a budget? Does that exist? No, I don't want to know the price. I want to know the budget. There's no budget? All right, let's say this game cost $1 million. And let's say we had like 3 times the amount of people buying this game on Xbone. All right, so that's 100,000 players. This $1 million game made $500,000. Actually, but we don't. No, wait. $1 million game? Yeah, that's a lie. This game probably cost, let's say, like 20 mil. 20 mil. And they made $500,000 based on in-game sales, not including the advertising budget. Just hot guess, $20 million. Yeah, that's a win. if that's a win, man. I think you gotta look in the dictionary to find out what the actual definition of winning is. You might even actually go to Owen Wilson. I think even Owen Wilson might have a better idea, a better definition of what winning is. than a game that costed probably at least $5 million and they made only $500,000 guesstimation wise, because we don't know how many people bought it on Xbox. But even then, though, I'm certain, beyond a reasonable doubt, no matter what, this game has not profited yet.
Recent ones.
I know without a doubt they're nowhere close to breaking even. Nowhere even close to halfway.
Here, another LGBTQIA plus win. We need a filter.
Bro, you gotta read that description. Hold on, you gotta read what that person was saying.
Win. We need a.
No. You gotta. Let me read what they're saying.
Most recent ones here.
It's so wonderful to see. Can't wait for the bad reviews to be deleted and to see this game get the score it deserves. You can't stop us. Yeah, that's not gonna stop the studio from closing down. But go off,
Another
I guess.
LGBTQIA plus win. We need.
Add a filter. Turn on and off the girl boss and the LGBT plus content. Simple. I'm beyond tired of modern games shoving ideology into every. Isn't that a contrast? We got one guy saying LGBT plus win. 3 awards. 11 comments. Corny.
A filter option to turn on/off girl boss content. Calling all Spartans the queer to Halo movement. I'm gonna be honest, Williams was terribly written. How dare you?
That's so interesting. You have one post saying that they love Williams existing, and you have another post saying that this shit is so ass, bro.
Criticize our favorite girl boss, Williams. You have an issue with that? You must be an incel. That's right. As pointed out in other
Man, I guess, this is definitely one of the very few games where the modern audience loves it, but then normal people don't. Because look at all the comments that the modern audience has versus the normal people.
discussion post, you can see people blaming
incels in the discussions. He's gonna read this for me, right?
For everything going on here. Incels in the discussions. It's crazy how when you check the discussions, it's mostly the same 5 or so people commenting the most vile stuff nonstop on every post. Hard to tell if it's bots or trolls, but
I don't know if that's true, but I'm not gonna dig that. I'm not gonna dig into that. I don't care. I don't have this game. I don't plan to play this game ever.
Dang, it sure is bumming me out.
Well, if that's what it takes for you to get bummed out, man, here's an idea. Just stop looking at the forums. Play the game. How about enjoy the game? If you actually enjoy the game, just enjoy the game. Are you retarded? Rhetorical question. They are.
Get it. You're proud to hate women or whatever, and you're a bigoted pile of crap. If you hate the game so much, why do you spend all day commenting on every community post? Do you seriously have nothing better to do with your life?
Do you seriously have nothing better to do than to cry about people disliking this video game that you like? Just play the game, man. It's that simple. If you actually like it. Instead, you're bitching out people that dislike it and won't play it.
I'm not seeing real critiques. Mostly just vague posting about bad writing and people saying Cortana isn't bangable enough.
Yeah, because let's be real, let's be honest, the average person isn't smart enough to figure out why the writing is bad. And that's not an inherently bad thing. Like, I can tell you, I probably couldn't tell you why certain video games' writings are bad. But I can most definitely tell you it is bad in comparison to this other piece of media. Well, you know what? I can take that. You know what? I take that back. I can tell you what makes something bad writing versus what makes something good writing. The issue is, I just don't want to go through the time, effort, and commitment of doing that. So I'm just gonna say it's bad. It's a lot easier. It's a lot simpler. And if you ask me a specific question about what makes it bad, if you ask me about a specific point where you think it's bad too, I can probably agree with you. That's what makes it bad. Like Williams. What makes her a poorly written character? She, first of all, her introduction, she's a bitch. She comes out, she's like, I guess all that propaganda wasn't lies. What did she even say again? She said something propaganda to, you know, our favorite black character in gaming history. Not to mention dissing the chief when all that bitch did was take down like a couple elites. Wow, congratulations. Such a hard ass you are. Ooh, why are you being such a dick to people that you're, you know, supposed to be in camaraderie with? 343, you're retarded. Have you forgotten? We're in the lore, we're in the timeline right now, where humanity's at like their lowest point. Reach just fell. The Hammer of Dawn just left Reach. And now the Hammer of Dawn is also getting attacked, and they are getting their shit kicked in. Well, actually, you know what? That's what happens in like Halo CE. I forgot. I don't know when the missions take place. Does that take place like before that? When does that take place? It doesn't matter. The fact is, Reach fell, bro. You know what? Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. How about this? When do the prequel missions in Halo campaign evolved take place? When do the prequel missions in Halo campaign evolved take place in the Halo timeline? Is there even an answer for this? 1 year to... Bro, Reach just fell. Reach just fell, and then we have a woman that's acting like a complete cunt to, you know, the savior of humanity, or the future savior of humanity. Not to mention a Spartan, which, you know, are people that went through a shit ton of trauma. And everybody kind of knows that they've gone through a lot of bullshit just to become Spartans. But I think, if I remember correctly, someone, Zanny gave the copium that she's ODST, and ODSTs, they're a little salty because they're like the failed version of Spartans. I don't know. The fact is, again, you have Williams exist, meets the Master Chief, meets a Spartan, immediately goes, you almost got me believing the propaganda. Oh, wow. So you're basically, what you're saying is that you think the Master Chief is a fraud. You think that Sergeant Johnson is also a fraud. Everyone's favorite black character. The writers wrote that in. That is terrible writing. You are actively insulting the fan base. Like, if you want me to hate her, okay, but why am I supposed to be friends with her? Why can't I kill her? Maybe you should have wrote that character as a villain, but these, 343, they're too retarded to know the difference between a villain and a hero.
Or some character isn't supposed to be a woman. Like, this is a game about shooting blue-blooded aliens on a ring-shaped planet in the future, and a woman on the battlefield is where you can no longer suspend your disbelief. I guess you missed.
No, as far as I thought there were, like, women in Halo 1. Were there not? Maybe there wasn't. I know there was in Halo 3. I played in Halo 3, and I had no problem with all the females that existed. You know why? because they were just written like normal people. They didn't talk shit about Master Chief. They didn't talk shit about whatever the player character was doing unless you were shooting them. Williams exists. First thing she does, talk shit. That's making a poorly written character that I'm supposed to find endearing or have camaraderie with.
The strong female representation in Halo 2 and 3 as well, or like every sci-fi movie since 1985. Effing idiots. And they clarify in the edit, not rage bait. You know what? It's hard to tell sometimes.
Not rage bait. Okay, so it's not rage bait, so they're just retarded. Got it.
This is genuinely how people are reacting to any backlash directed towards Halo campaign evolved. And this is what people are talking about, okay? For a game that prided itself on remaking the original. And
my brother in Christ, don't bring up the act, man. Biggest hypocrite ever. Nah. I have issues. I can't, well... I have issues with the act, man, because it was kind of funny. He loved the game at first until he saw what Twitter was saying. He loved the game at first when he played when he played the beta and he had beta access until he saw what Twitter was saying, and then he immediately shifted his opinion. Also, his content is Call of Duty is wonderful, Call of Duty is mid, Call of Duty is shit. That is his content. Like, bro, it's just been shit. Can you just say that?
Improving it with all the bells and whistles we have in 2026, you end up with this right here, where the AI literally just shoots into a wall as people like the X-Men literally walk away from their PC and they're completely safe, despite an enemy being right in front of them. It's actually embarrassing, but don't worry. What's even more embarrassing is the fact that people are defending this, saying Halo community is going to be the downfall of the franchise.
Good. Series has been shit for a while. I hope it fails. I'm tired. You know, it's a good thing if this game fails, because that means we'll have less games that are garbage coming out and people waste their money on and people talk about. And then in comparison, we have more people talking about the good games that exist and gassing those up.
The game is genuinely really fun, but with how much
and seeing more games come out of the companies that actually made those good games.
The incels in this community act, you think it's the worst game ever. It's actually insufferable. Now here's the thing. Halo players that are upset about this remake, they have standards. It's okay to have standards and not want to pay...
Literally the standard is the Halo anniversary. Literally the standard is Halo Combat Evolved. That is the standard. If you somehow make a worse game that is supposed to be a, like... a graphical upscale into those two games. If you somehow make a worse game than that, you've done something wrong.
$50 for a shameless remake that really didn't improve anything. In fact, all it really did was add on things that made the game feel less like Halo. And having standards is exactly what the original devs at Bungie used to expect of themselves.
The difference between good enough and awesome is so big, and I mean, there's standards set by everyone here that, I mean, good enough sucks.
We are the most cynical people. Like, we are the jaded crowd.
Yeah, exactly. Good enough is not good enough. I don't think good enough is ever good enough in any world. You should always striving to be striving to do better. You should always look back on things that you did before, then figuring out what could have been better about them.
If a game doesn't entertain us in 5 minutes, we stop playing it.
And so you can have all the great graphics and all the different characters and lots of different weapons with amazing effects, but if you don't nail that 30 seconds, you're not going to have a great game.
Oh, yeah, the 30-second gameplay loop argument theory. It's not really an argument, it's a theory. The 30-second gameplay loop theory, where if you're not having fun every 30 seconds in playing a game, you're not making a good game.
Yeah, just a reminder when people are whining about chuds ruining...
I don't really know how true that is, though. Well, it's kind of true. It's true to an extent. There's plenty of games where they have, like, slow, low moments. Well, yeah, they have, like, slow, low moments where I'm not having, like, as much fun, but I'm still having a good time, which
Halo
matters.
Franchise, these are the chuds that created the original games and made them so great because they had standards, because they wanted not just what's good enough, but something great, something that will be enjoyed for a very long time. But now we have Halo Studios that...
Man, this is a blast from the past, just seeing all these, like, normal people just kind of wearing like normal t-shirts.
Prioritizes DEI and wokeness, and look what you get. They can't even do a remake properly, as people point out in the quotes of the Actman post, saying, reminder that 343 bragged about having access to the original source code for this remake, and you can find plenty of YouTube videos of the enemy AI of different Halo games fighting each other, so the wow, the AI is bad sometimes excuse doesn't work. This game is an asset flip. And here's the thing, they do have the source code for the remake, they just didn't know how to use it, because they are modern devs in the year 2026. They don't know how to do anything.
ChatGPT couldn't help them.
Because they're hired based on their identity, rather than their merit. Doesn't this all make sense, ladies and gentlemen? But of course, people are also comparing other IPs from the franchise, showing 2026 versus 2015, saying what 11 years of progress looks like.
Hey, look, my favorite tour is rock solid.
Like trying to get into a Warthog here. Yeah, that's some...
That is pretty crazy. If you're getting mogged by Halo 4, you've done something wrong, man. That's Halo 4.
Great progress. You know what's even worse? This isn't even a Bungie versus Halo Studios thing. It's literally just a 3-4-3 game against another 3-4-3 game.
Actually, it's 3-4-3 versus Halo Studios. It's slightly different. No, they're the same people. You can't fool me.
They've actually gotten worse over the last decade. They have devolved, ladies.
It's probably because anybody that has any form of skill left to go to better ventures.
Gentlemen, what a terrible company. But if you complain about this, you're miserable, unappreciative, and it's your fault.
Okay. I hope the studio falls. I hope they never make another game again. Then we can talk about actual good video games.
If Halo dies, not the fault of the devs whatsoever, but boy howdy did the tourism not stop, where people are making posts like this, in quote, saying Halo Combat Evolved is one of the best games of all time, end quote, and then they show the gameplay, and apparently this is supposed to make Halo Combat Evolved look bad, because you can...
Zandy was playing the game and he was actually upset they removed it. I didn't even know this was a thing. Then again, no, I also was not a fan of Halo CE in general.
One-tap a hunter when you shoot them in their weak spot.
But no, that's, no. You one-tap a hunter if you shoot in the weak spot with the very specific pistol. If you used any other weapon, I don't think you could one-tap him. But with the Halo pistol, you could.
Peak tourism. I mean, absolute tourist behavior, ladies and gentlemen. But of course, people are pointing out, if you think this sucks, we actually think that's the coolest thing ever. But then you look at the people making these sorts of posts, and in the replies, they're thanking everyone for getting ad revenue on Twitter. I'm telling you.
Aw, wow, you got $341? Oh, was that for the month? I hope you can survive off of that, poor baby.
Twitter is a miserable place, ladies and gentlemen, where it doesn't matter how dumb a take is, people just want to get attention, engagement, and eventually pennies of ad revenue to flex on people. And also, I would imagine that sort of revenue from a user like that is going to things like this. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, people are selling Halo Campaign Evolved skins for $40, and they're actually being bought. I agree with this.
That looks like shit. Why would you actually pay $35 for that? That looks so ass.
Right here. What are we doing? Literally, what are we doing? Ladies and gentlemen, this is an absolute nightmare. But let's go back to what I mentioned earlier in the video about the PlayStation numbers. So it's being reported that when it comes to the remake, just 1% of the PlayStation 5 player base is checking out this game whatsoever. Of course, this was a big move, bringing it over to PlayStation, but it's not panning out the way...
Now, I don't know, to be fair, though, you played, like, Xbox if you wanted all the FPS games, and you played PlayStation if you wanted all, like, the third-person action games. That's the way I always saw it. So it kind of makes sense that everyone on PS5, who's mainly done third-person action games, has no interest for a FPS. It'd be the same thing if, like, PlayStation added Knack over to Xbox. There probably wouldn't. I don't think there'd be many people interested in playing it anyway, because again, at least from what I recall, yeah, Xbox FPS, PlayStation third-person action. Obviously, if they transfer Bloodborne over, I don't think anybody would be upset. I would be upset. I like that, please. Bloodborne PC, please.
That they had hoped, and in the process, they ruined the identity of this game in so many ways, not just with the platform choices, but with the game itself. and it clearly isn't paying off. And as a lot of people are pointing out, are we really going to get a Halo 2 remake on PlayStation after this? Like, this is clearly not how they expected things to go. But speaking of PlayStation,
we don't need a Halo 2 remake. We already have the remaster. Dude, the remaster was awesome. The remaster was somehow 343's finest work. Because that game quite literally turns into a fun game to play plus a playable movie that you can even watch on YouTube for free. Like, AAA studio level movie. Choreography. In my opinion, that's Halo 2, like the remaster.
they're still getting fried on Twitter. Anytime the
Now, seeing as we have a remake like this for Halo 1, I don't think I'd ever want 343 to make a Halo 2 remake either. Even if they shorten the levels, like the balloons tower defense odd gameplay, I know. No. This looks like if it's this mid, based upon what people are saying, yeah, I think I'm gonna want to stay away from
official
mid.
PlayStation account says anything, they get absolutely destroyed. They tried their best with this post, but as you can see in the replies, they're being absolutely massacred. People are not letting PlayStation forget what they recently announced with the ending of physical discs. You can see all the replies essentially reminding PlayStation of what they are in their levels of greed and disrespect for players. But also, Xbox decided to weigh in, showing off the majesty. It's almost like one of those game reviews where they're giving a game a high review because of the water and how it looks and how stunning the environment is. This is not exactly...
Didn't they like say the same thing about Avowed too? I'm getting like deja vu.
Exactly the best way to promote Halo. I think the gameplay would probably be the best route for all of this. And of course,
Yeah, man, if I'm playing a game, if it looks nice, cool. But if it don't look nice, if it looks nice, cool. But if the game's not fun, I'm not going to continue playing. You can imagine a game. Oh, let's see. What's a good comparison? I'm trying to think of a good comparison. What is a game? I don't play bad video games. I only play good video games. There's not a good comparison because I don't play bad video games. Because the bad video games, I stop playing and I forget about them. I can't even think of one.
replies roasting them as well, saying, nah, I was blinded by this ugly B word with...
You know what? You can give... How about this? Alright, I thought of something. You can give Summoner's War the art style of Fury, but the fact is, Summoner's War is still Summoner's War. The gameplay is incredibly mediocre, and the only reason people play it is because they're addicted to gambling. And sunken cost fallacy.
Williams, the ultimate girl boss, Williams, in the frame here. But, of course, there's a lot of other issues going on with this game. A lot of people reporting that the game's not even launching whatsoever. And despite any efforts...
Bro, I can even release a game that doesn't launch in current year. How shit is your studio? How the mighty... How... Not even the mighty. How 343 has fallen. They were never mighty to begin with.
They can't get it to work. But as I showed earlier in the video, some people are reporting they can't get refunds. They're being rejected. Here is a translated post talking about this user. Basically, that despite issues with the game that prevented them from using it on launch, their refund has been instantly denied. And we're seeing other reports as well, very similar, saying that there's bugs on their end. And despite that, they're still not getting refunds. Another user right here completely left out to dry, trying to get a refund with no response whatsoever. And they can't even log in. They can't do anything. And still they can't get a refund. This whole situation is an absolute mess, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I hope 343's cooked. It'll be a blessing. It'll be a blessing if they never make another game again. Anyways, if you liked Rev's video here, the link is in the description. Like, comment, subscribe there. Tell me what you guys thought too. Be sure to subscribe if you want more React Anti-Slop, and be sure to give a like as well. I'm going to see you Vamp Cows next time I feast upon my next victim.